Good afternoon, everyone. How's everyone doing today on Marvelous Monday? I hope that you guys had a great and amazing time with your friends and family last week during Christmas week. I hope you guys had a great day because it was kind of unusual for me. Usually, I'm thinking Christmas would be like Wednesday, Thursday, because usually that's the way it falls for Thanksgiving. You have Thanksgiving Eve on a Wednesday, and then Thanksgiving will be on a Thursday. But guess what we have for Christmas? And this is the first time, and probably in quite a long time too, as well, that Christmas fell on a Tuesday for Christmas Eve, and then Christmas Day was on a Wednesday, and that was kind of shocking in itself. But also, the coinky dink in that with Christmas, that this year is the first time in a very, very, very long time that Hanukkah and Christmas fell on the very same day. So we're still into Hanukkah. So happy Hanukkah to all those watching too as well. Again, this is our end of year show of Coffee with Chris. I know I haven't been on here quite as often as like I used to because I've got a lot of stuff going on in the background that you guys are not privy to right now. But we'll be sharing with you definitely those updates into that because we got a lot of stuff coming here bringing humanity together. It's not a matter of if it's going to happen. It's only going to be a matter of when. And so that's why I titled today's call, what are your hope and dreams for 2025? And we would love to hear from you today on this literally second to last day of the year going into 25. My hope and dream in and of itself, and you guys may or not know, my main mission, passion, and purpose, I truly believe that I've been gifted to have is to create this awesome and great community and movement that is bringing humanity together. It's in the very fiber of my being. This is who I am. This is what I stand for. This is what I believe in. And I just truly believe there's a lot of more people who want to see that humanity not only back in business, but see that humanity in our communities and it can grow from there because again I truly believe everything is downstream of everything else, like I said many times on our LinkedIn audio calls when we had LinkedIn audio, is I truly said this and I truly believe it, that everything is interconnected to everything else. It's already there. So when you see how that interconnectivity truly works out for itself in and of itself, I truly believe the best thing that we can do is just to extend to get the invitation to people and it's just offer them an amazing opportunity. And if they don't see it, that's okay. It's not a mandate that they have to jump on board or get on the train or get in the car or whatever that might be. Maybe by you just showing up and extending that invitation to them day in and day out over time, by you just again by just showing up in and of itself through the power of consistency, and then maybe they realize like probably like I truly believe too as well, that the very act of giving is in the very act of receiving. When we allow all those kind of things to take place, we don't force it, we don't coerce it, we don't mandate it, we don't even try to manipulate it, we just let it be. And I truly believe the year of humanity is going to be in the year of 2025. And like I said, my hopes and dreams really is to really show bringing humanity together to the world with a great number of people from all around the world, from Keith Kupperman, Jeremy Burdick, Janelle Daniels, Louise Slattery, Hallie Quick, um, Diane Carter, um, Sven Launch, Monica Hudson. I could go Jay Pasqua, um, and so many others. I mean, I could go on and on and on because there's just so many people that I have been in contact with when I've just shared my mission and vision and literally my very calling with people throughout the years. And I truly believe, like I said, this is going to be the year that not only will my dream become more of a reality, and I truly believe the reality has already started. Like I said, a lot of people have come into this great and growing community because they just probably have took it for what it is versus what it's not, and they just let it be for what it is and everything. And And I'm a firm believer, ladies and gentlemen, when you just let things be, then they will be. But one of my biggest driving dreams that really has led me into the creation and bringing me together, you guys may or may not know, is my commitment to bring my wife home from work so she never has to work again. And I'm going to do that come hell high water. I'm going to keep doing that because I truly believe it's time for her to say, I've done my time in the pharmacy. I've done over 20 plus years in it. And it's time for me to hang up the shoe, so to speak. And see by probably doing that for her, not only will be a great gift for her, not only from a health perspective, but more importantly, I can breathe now. I can be able not have to be stressed about this and stressed about that. And that's what I really want for her. I really do, because she is my everything. She has literally foundationally changed my life. And like I said, she said I do to me back in 2015. And even though I've been with her ever since 1998, uh, even back then I knew she was the one for me because I just had that gut excuse me. I had that gut feeling. I just knew something was there. And when I came up to her and said, "Hey, would you like to go on a date?" She said yes. And next thing you know, we've been together ever since. We've had our trials and tribulations like everyone has had in a relationship, no matter if it's uh, a relationship between a man and a woman or even a work relationship. You can have those very same kind of uh, qualms about each other that you don't do this and you don't do that and you bicker and fight. I mean, all relationships have those kind of moments. But I'm a firm believer, ladies and gentlemen, when you let all that go, you get far more back in return than you can even possibly fathom to imagine. And like I said, that's what I want to hear from you all today is what is your hopes and dreams for 2025? I'm going to put the link to join the call for those who are watching on YouTube. You can join here. And then for those who are actually watching on LinkedIn, you can join the call here. And like I said, just give me a second and I will share that with all of you guys. I'll be posting it in actual um, comment section. So if you guys can join me, that would be great. So here it is. Bang, bang, boom. Join the call there. And bam, there it is. So all our LinkedIn people can join the call right there. And like I said, I apologize for not being, like I said, consistent as I used to be. Because I will say this though, there's a transitioning going on in my personal life, and that's and I say I will get into more details later on a different broadcast onto that, and that's why you have not really been seeing me as much as I usually am, and everything like that. So, but like I said, just bear with me and bear with us. Like I said, there's a lot of great things coming. There's going to be a lot of reinventing and a lot of changing going on and everything. But I just truly believe when you're just allowing yourself to show up, that's all that matters in and of itself. And it's not about how many times do you show up or how long do you show up for. Maybe you just are can catch that gem of information and that nugget of gold or whatever that might be for you, that it can really foundationally change your life. And again, by just letting that be, then not only can your dreams become real because of it, but maybe someone else's dreams can also become real of it because they are allowing themselves to kind of take into the process of that. And they just are literally just being a part of that. And they're not seeking any expectation in and of itself. And I truly believe in the law of no expectation, because I truly believe we have let that, even when it comes to our hopes and dreams, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but when we use it as that benchmark, that expectation that you have to get X, X, and X to get to X, X, and X, which I know for some people that works well for them, and I get that and I understand that. But there's also people who don't really work that way, and I have to be really honest. I'm not that kind of guy. I just truly believe if you put things out from a goal standpoint and people see that, then they can understand that in and of itself. So I'm a firm believer about just consistently just showing up, and when you just allow that, it creates a whole different opportunity in and of itself. So again, we are live. Like I said, this is going to be our end of year broadcast for Coffee with Chris, and there's going to be, like I said, a lot of more things upcoming that's being in the background and in the mix. And we're going to get back into Conversations for Humanity. Now, it may not be at the same time like we usually have it, but we'll definitely have those calls still nonetheless, because I truly believe when people hear your story, and I'm a firm believer in this too as well. I truly believe I want to get to know people for who they are, not for what they do. And I believe that's a question we should all really answer for ourselves and everything. And I truly believe when you allow that to be there, it's just an amazing opportunity in and of itself. So I just really am so humbled and honored that when you just say, "Hey, I say yes to this," or say yes to that, or say, "Maybe this is something I could definitely sink my teeth into," and everything. And I really want that for everyone. So, like I said, I would love to hear from all you all today. What are your hopes and dreams for 2025? What do those hopes and dreams look like? Uh, Maybe even more importantly, is there a story behind them? And we would love to know that too as well. We would love for you to also share your story with that, maybe on Conversations for Humanity, and we would love to hear from you guys on that. And I'll be putting the link to that, and it'll be right here, Calendly.com guest BHT/CFH. And we would love to hear that story of how did you have this dream, and how did it come about, and how did it take place, and everything, and what really started you on that journey and everything. And I truly believe that's a beautiful thing in and of itself. So like I said, we would love to hear from you guys today. And uh, did your dream even maybe come from somebody else? You may never know, because when you hear from somebody that shares their why of what they are doing in and of itself, and what has been done with that, uh, it's an amazing thing when you are just willing to show up and hear someone share their hopes and their dreams, or even their very fears in even having those dreams. I kid you not, ladies and gentlemen, that's a beautiful thing. It really is. And I look to everything as a gift. And I really believe everything's truly a gift. Uh, and I truly believe each gift that has been given to us is going to be looked upon in so many different ways. And I understand that and realize that. But when we recognize that we all have gifts, and everything that we have around us is literally a gift in and of itself. It could be a gift of knowledge. It could be a gift of discernment. It could be a gift of pivoting, a gift of opportunity, or even maybe even this, the gift of failure. And failure to me, ladies and gentlemen, is not a bad thing, even though we've been consciously told for eons that failure is a bad thing. Is not. That's a status quo mindset kind of construct. And for many years, I lived in that where for me to achieve my hopes and dreams, I got to end up doing A, B, C, and D to get to 1, 2, 3. It's almost like I share with a lot of people today that there are those people who are in the need of, or in the order to really see how their life goes on a day-to-day basis. They need to do this to get to that, or in order to have this, for them to do this, they have to do that. It's like it's a very quandary kind of dynamic that we all live our lives by, that we have to do things in the need of or in the order to of. And I'm going to even ask of you all today, why do we even live our lives that kind of way? And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. It could even be a great thing. Like I said, I'm not one of those kind of guys. I am not. I just truly believe in faith. I truly believe in putting in the time and the effort and the work and everything like that. And I kid you not, this is one thing that I will definitely bring back up in 2025 too as well, because it just hit me like a ton of bricks. Is that, ladies and gentlemen, we have been told that we have to work hard for what we do each and every single day. I'm not negating the fact that we have to work for stuff. Absolutely, 110%. I get that. But for me, and I truly believe this is a conversation we should be having moving forward, it's not about working hard. I believe what we say that for is for our own self-interest, for whatever rhyme or reason that is. I'll just look at everything that we do in life. It's about what level of consistency and commitment you have to that. Is it that 1 hour? Is it that 1 week? Is it that 1 day? Is it that 1 month? Or is it a continuous moving kind of dynamic that you understand that it's going to be a pivot here and a pivot there and that kind of thing? And it's not necessarily that you're working hard, and I'm not saying that you're not working hard in what you're doing, but maybe there's always an easier way to do things and everything. And I know I will go back to what a friend of mine told me many, many years ago, that there are people who would do 80% of the stuff that they love to do, and they have no problem doing that 80%. But maybe it's also, they have to understand and recognize there's also that 20% of the stuff they literally, for whatever rhyme or reason, they hate. They don't really love to do, or they even delegate it to somebody else. And sometimes in and of itself, that's okay too as well. And that's not negating the fact that you still want to have your hand in it, but you just got to understand the level not only of your knowledge, but also the level of what you can actually get done in a certain amount of time, whatever that time set is for, and everything. And like I said, that really goes right back around to again what the very title of today's show is. It's what are your hopes and dreams in 2025? And for me, I'm the kind of person, I've said this on many, many, many moons ago, that I want to have my dream so big that it can literally invite other people's dreams into mine. And maybe in turn, by doing that, I can have them allow me to share my dream with their dream, and allow them to dream big and go bold and everything in between. And I'm a firm believer in that. I really am. And that is why I am so consciously and intentionally surrounding myself with people who know what they know far better than me. And by just allowing that to even take shape and take hold, I truly believe that that's a beautiful thing. But I can't be remiss to even also bring this to the table too as well. Again, I'm going back to the 80-20 kind of dynamic that I just said just a minute ago. Maybe we also got to ask ourselves, what does that 80% look like to us? And what are those things that we do really, really well in and everything? And just really understand that. And then maybe even more importantly, what is that 20% that we hate to do? Why do we hate to do this? And why do we hate to do that? And it's just like with me. I kid you not. For the past 6 months, I've been literally looking at boating videos on YouTube, because I've been putting it in the back of my mind that I want me and my wife to literally get on one of those solar powered catamarans or something like that, and literally just go off sailing and live on a boat for maybe a week, 2 weeks, whatever, and that kind of thing. And yes, I'm glad to probably get someone who knows how to sail far better than me, because when it comes to doing, like I said, the actual sails, or if there's one that doesn't have sails, that I could actually just do what I need to do and get by with it, but still have someone who's real technical savvy. Because when it comes to engine work, I'm not your guy. I'm not that technically inclined. That maybe I have to hire a guy that who knows a lot about engines, who knows a lot about solar and all those. But like I said, going back to what I was saying here just a second ago, is I've been really envisioning that I can see myself and my wife literally on that boat very soon. I really do. And now, like I said, that's another catalyst, even in the creation of bringing humanity together. And I've told everyone who's a part of this great and growing community and movement, I'm doing this for 3 different sets of people. Number one, I'm doing this, like I said, to bring my wife home from work so she never has to work again. That's my main mission, my main passion, my main everything, because she's been my everything since day one, since I met her. So for me to really give that back to her, I believe it will be the ultimate gift in and of itself. Number two, for me to give my own gift, so to speak, I really want to travel the world and share the mission and vision of bringing humanity together to everyone who wants to hear it and be a part of it. That's my other big thing. But my bigger thing than all that too as well is really doing it for all of you guys and getting you guys to where you want to go, whether it be in business or in life, or if it's both. Because you guys have believed in me for whatever rhyme or reason that is, that came into this to be a part of this great and growing community, being part of this great and growing movement, that you actually said to yourself in one way, shape, matter, or form, I want to be a part of this with Chris. And I see the end goal in mind. It might be completely different than what Chris has, but it might be in alignment and it may be in agreement, or it may even be both. But nonetheless, you're still willing to take that journey with me, and you're allowing me to take that journey with you. And I truly believe that's a beautiful thing. And that to me literally is the ultimate gift when you really think about it, ladies and gentlemen. That goes right back to what I said earlier about having dreams so big that you can take your dream and insert it in somebody else's, and somebody else can insert their dream inside of yours. It's just, and I won't say it's that simple, but really it is that simple. I know there's going to be a lot of caveats to this and caveats to that. We have to do some pivots here and a pivot to that, and I get all that. I really do. But I truly believe if you keep things surprisingly simple for people, and people can resonate with it and see themselves in it, in that journey with you, that changes everything. It really does. And yes, again, I understand everything's revolving around money, and I understand that. But that's why I'm a big believer, ladies and gentlemen, in this. And I've said this many times, and I keep saying it till the cows come home, that the next currency of humanity is value and not money. It really is. Because when you showcase that value to people, and it's a tangible to them, not an intangible, just like a dream. And I kid you not, a lot of people say a dream is not going to be real until you actually act upon it. I get that. I understand that. But think about it. Do we not say an idea is powerful? Think about it. If someone didn't have the idea to create the light bulb, think about it. We wouldn't even have electricity. Because, yes, it took 10,000 light bulbs to get to that one light bulb, but that was still part of his dream. And again, like I said, that was Thomas Edison. If he didn't keep doing what he was doing over and over and over and over again, he wouldn't create that one light bulb. And see, for me, that dream could just be as real as when you are speaking it versus to what you actually show to people. And I know that there's a difference between the talk and the reality of it, and I get that. But from a personal perspective, I truly believe it's just as powerful when you not only see it and believe it, but you actually maybe even see it and come into fruition. And that might even be more powerful in and of itself after the fact. And then that goes into the level of trust that you have in yourself, the level of trust that you have with people who's on board with that, the level of trust that you have with people you don't even know who they are, but they still believe in your dream. And I mean, think about it. Throughout human history, there have been people who was literally living on a wing and a prayer, no less. And when I'm about ready to say to you, it's really a God honest truth. Think about it. We wouldn't even have, I truly believe, in my estimation, we wouldn't even have the opportunity of flight if it wasn't for the Wright brothers. And here's why. They both knew what they knew, and they knew it very well, but they recognized the level of what they could do, and they surrounded themselves with people who knew what they knew far better than them. Because, like I said, it took them many times, especially from that first inaugural flight over Kitty Hawk, to really say man can fly. But it took them years to get there, but they were willing to run the journey, willing to run the road. And I truly believe when it comes to our dreams, there are many different ways that we can see it and even believe it and even attain it. But I just believe, from my experience, and like I said, I'm not going to speak for everybody, but from my experience, there are kind of maybe three sets of people that we have to really understand and recognize. There are the people who believe their dream and just take everything on faith. And yes, they're willing to put in the work and put in the time and put in the effort. It's just like Thomas Edison. He probably wasn't going to stop at 999. I mean, if he stopped at 999, that would have been the end of it. Do you think we would have a light bulb right now? And think about that. That translates into other things too as well. Because that light bulb now has gotten so small in scope. The light bulb is in our phones. That light bulb is in many ways, shape, matters, or forms. It can even take off a life on its own, because now you have light bulbs that can connect to Wi-Fi, and you can tell them to turn on the light and all that kind of stuff. How'd they do all that? I will never have a clue. But think about it. That idea and that dream that you have that's so vivid to you can lead into something else greater than of yourself. And I truly believe in that, ladies and gentlemen. I am a firm believer. Again, like I said, not only is an idea powerful, but so is a dream. And an idea, when you really think about it, in and of itself is a dream when you really think about it. Because everything has to start from an idea, to one way, shape, matter, or form. And like I was going back to what I was going with this is, like I said, there are three kinds of people that we have to really understand and see when it comes to their dreams and hopes, or whatever that might be for them. Again, there are those people who take things on faith. They just know it's going to happen. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And I'm those kind of people. I can tell you right now, that's the person who I am. But also, there are those people who have to take things on the actuality of, it comes to this and goes to that, and see that journey play out to where it comes from an idea state to a reality state. And I get that too as well. And like I said just a second ago, I truly believe that idea can be really powerful, but the realization of it can even be more powerful in and of itself after you see that it's a tangible, not an intangible. Now I will say a caveat to that. I truly believe an idea or a dream is literally a tangible in and of itself, not an intangible. Because here's why. If we discount our dreams and discount our ideas, sometimes we will never even see the light of day with them because we say, oh, okay, this won't get done. This won't be a big thing or whatever. And it's almost like when you're writing maybe like a book and you throw all those pieces of paper away, you're like, oh, who cares? I'll start over. And that's the way it is with a dream or an idea, is it not? We kind of toss it aside, we throw it away. But we have all done that in one way, shape, manner, or form. But there are those people, though, who don't believe that that's going to be a tangible, so they throw it away and say, until it becomes a tangible, this is what we have to do to get it to a tangible. And like I said, I get that. But I'm the kind of person, again, I believe in things in a place of faith and hope, because I recognize the one thing that's a constant throughout life in and of itself, which is change. That's the one constant and guarantee that we have in life, ladies and gentlemen. That's the one thing that we have to always be in a place of consistency. That's the only thing. Well, when you really think about this, the only other consistency is like the natural law of like physics and how gravity works. I mean, those things are literally a constant in and of itself, but figuratively speaking, though, change is one of the constants, most things that we have in our lifetimes. But then there's the third person that I truly believe that really got to bring up too as well, is those people who not only take on things on hope and faith, but also have to really see it for themselves and have to see it really come through. Now, I'm one of those people along those same kind of lines too as well. I'm like the person that lives in hope and faith, but also I'm the kind of person who also believes in the journey, in implementing these things and getting those things done. Just like the second people, these people got to do it from A to Z and get it done, and that kind of thing. But that, like I said, I'm the kind of person you still want to get it done from A to Z, but recognize hope, recognize change, recognize what's can be in my control, what can not be in my control, and everything like that. Because, like I said, the second group of people, I'm not saying this is a bad thing, but I'm just stating it from a place of I've seen it from personal experience from other people, that they just don't care of how they started, but they have to finish it no matter what happens. And I got to give them credit, though. That gives them a sense of determination. That gives them a sense of fulfillment. That gets a sense of so much of it. And see, I believe in one way, shape, manner, or form, we all share that between those three groups of people. It's all, again, like I said, everything's interconnected to everything else. It's already there. So I just, like I say, I truly believe having that idea turn into a dream, I truly believe what ends up happening can really create the life that you love. And I learned that from a great friend of mine by the name of Brian Sumner. And I truly believe that you can create the life that you love, not only from a dream, but when someone shares their story or someone shares something in front of you or on a call or whatever, because you just never know. It might be just that one thing that hits you, and then you're like, wow, it just hit me like a ton of bricks. And that's the most beautiful thing that can be done for each and every single one of us on this planet. And I truly believe in that. So I was hoping for a lot more people to be here today. And let me check the stream on LinkedIn and see how many people are there. So let me see who is watching or engaging, because this was actually a last minute thing. Really think about it, because I posted this thing around 9:30 this morning. So I invited some people to join. Um, so let's see. No one's maybe some, I saw someone actually watching on YouTube. Hey Travis, glad to see you here. We would love to for you to join in. Um, and let me send you the link, Travis, to join the call. We'd love to have you here today as well. So this will be the link, Travis, that you can join us here. And we will love for you to join into the conversations of what is your hopes and dreams for 2025? What does that look like and mean to you? Do you believe an idea is powerful and a dream is powerful? And you believe it's all interconnected as well? And Travis, we would love to hear from you today. And everything. And there's 2 people watching right now, so that's good. Like I said, thank you all for taking time out of your day to be here with me today. But I truly believe when you are willing just to show up, a lot of things not only show up to you, but maybe a lot of other things show up to other people when you show up. And you just let that be for what it is. But yeah, I truly believe there's going to be a lot more gifts giving moving forward coming in 2025. And Travis, good afternoon, sir. How you doing this afternoon?
Sorry about that. I had to mute another section because I was on the LinkedIn audio call, video call thing. So I just jumped in here.
Well, how are you doing today?
Better than I have been for the past couple of weeks, to be honest with you. Thank you for asking. I'm sorry I haven't been on much. I've been dealing with a lot.
I know how that goes. I've been there, man.
Yeah. But to answer, okay, you're asking like what are our goals and what does it look like for us in 2025 and what we're trying to get done and if it's achievable and all that, all what you said, right?
Yeah, just basically, what is your hopes and dreams for 2025? What does that look like? What does that mean? How do you see that and all that kind of stuff?
Well, in all honesty, in 2025, I'm hoping to see my book finally finished, the one I'm writing. I'm hoping something else that I've created will catch the attention of certain individuals that might actually be brought into the Marvel universe. I created a whole character and a whole new thing to be added to it. I would love if they would just at least take a look at it. Having my business as a life coach and consultant to take off the way I wanted to, and I would love to find someone to love in my life. Really would love that. Hey, it's been a long time. I'll be honest with you. I have been in a relationship in about 6 years, but that's only because the profession I had prior to me doing this, I was a truck driver cross country. You're talking 14 hours a day on the road for weeks at a time, barely coming home. I didn't want to put anyone through that. I'm like, no, if I'm in a relationship with someone, they would want to be with me like there. Yeah. And I'm sorry, but I'm not going to have someone I'm in a relationship with sitting in the passenger seat of that semi truck for 11 hours a day. No, that's torture for them, as bad as it would be for me. But anyways, right. That's what it looks like for me in the future. Like me being a life coach, running a wellness center, even or a wellness resort. A lot of hopes that I have for 2025. And I will say this in all honesty, it is extremely possible and doable for everyone to step up and go forward and pursue their dreams. I'm doing it right now. And I'll be honest with you, the amount of stress that I lost from my previous jobs and the amount of freedom that I have, the creativity that's coursing through me to launch what I want to do, the amount of people that I get to help that I've always wanted to do throughout the majority of my life, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
It's definitely worth the taking the steps. It's definitely standing up and saying, you know what? No, I'm done. I'm doing this my way, and go do it
Yeah.
your way. Go ask questions. Go seek out the help that you want, that you need to point you in the direction of where you need to go. Don't get handouts. Get hand ups.
Correct.
Find someone to like. It's like, hey, I don't know how to do. Like, I don't know where to go to do this. I know how to do this kind of thing. I just don't know how to start it. Find people that will actually point you in the direction and not try to teach you how to do what you already know how to do. That's insulting.
Yeah.
Dismiss those individuals. No. Create connections, create bonds, develop networks. I mean, you and I, Chris, even though we haven't talked very much in a couple of weeks, I created a connection and a network with you, and you're a great person to talk to, work with, especially on your coffee shows. I'm not kissing your butt, you know that. I'm just saying, you know. You should know me. I'm not someone that kisses anyone's ass. I don't do that. No,
Don't do it.
and I don't ever want anyone to kiss mine. I'm a human being just like you are. Don't think I'm on a higher level than you, please.
Oh yeah.
We're on the same ground. We're at the same eye level potentially. I don't know how tall you are, so we're not going to get to that. I don't know if I need a step ladder or anything like that. But the thing is that I'm not going to kiss anyone's butt. I don't want anyone to kiss my butt or anything like that. Treat each other with mutual respect. Understand that there are things that you may know that someone else does, or they know something you don't, type deal. Be human beings to each other, and you'll
Correct.
see how far you really can go when you actually connect with individuals. That really will help you. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for the pointed fingers that I've gotten from people like, hey, no, try going over here. Thank you. That's what I needed. Appreciate it. And continue on.
Right.
It's so doable. It's not even funny. You have no idea how people don't know how many connections you can make, how many possibilities could generate from those connections, and how much bigger things can get so fast when you take the step to go for it and achieve those goals and dreams that you want. As long as you got to put in the effort, you got to put in the work, but it's doable.
Yeah, and it really springs to mind as you were sharing there for me, Travis. I will go back yet again, and we're going to have another conversation on it because I've been literally for the past month been watching the Joe Rogan podcast and his great interview with Mike Rowe. And Mike Rowe asked Joe, well, if you really are interested in people and you just say that it's only just a conversation, then why people don't do having conversations more? And what Joe Rogan said, he's like, I'm really interested in people. I just love talking with people. And by you just sharing there, it just really sprung to mind of something that I'm going to do in 2025. I won't announce the big details yet, but I'll be doing something to the similar thing of what Joe Rogan does. Because he's really inspired me, and like I said, that interview with Mike Rowe, it just showed up a lot of different things in and of itself. That it just really said, like things like, because I did not know about this about Mike Rowe. Mike Rowe was actually a trained opera singer for 8 years, but the way he found out that he could actually sing was it came back to him back in high school when he was actually in a barber shop quartet, and then he went to the Maryland Library, no less. But he's actually a Maryland native, so he lived in Baltimore. So he went to the Baltimore Library, and he was wanting to find out about this part of this. Um, I guess it's an ensemble cast. It was basically a what do you call a troupe or an organization, but they have a bunch of opera singers, and it's the Baltimore Opera. They call themselves, and he went down, got what was called the Coat aria, and it was on. It was only back in that time. It was on cassette. So he took the cassette, put it in a Sony Walkman, listened to it, and he knew how he could sing the Coat aria. He don't know anything about Latin or Spanish or French or Italian. He just knew how to pick up the tunes. And for me, when I heard that, it kind of really said to me, some of these kind of things is like, if there's a stage door, where's the back door? Do you have to be outrageous to stand out? Is there a different way that people can take you seriously? And that's why in 2025 we'll be having those kind of conversations, just from that one conversation alone. And I know Joe Rogan always does his program that at least goes anywhere from 2.5 to 3 hours in length, and then some of them that go 4 hours in length. But there'll be something similar to that coming in 2025. And I can even give you the title of it right now so everyone will know, because I've already thought about this. It's going to be called Conversations for Humanity Unscripted. And that's what we'll be moving forward with in 2025, is have it in that kind of platform to where maybe it might be two people, it might be a group of people, and we're just having a great and engaging conversation. There's no script to it. There's no topic to it. We just kind of put everything out on the table and get to know people on that meaningful human level. So that's one thing I really have been dreaming up for the past maybe month or so, because I keep on going back, watching that episode, and I'm getting in more nuggets of this. Hey, I learned something new now from that. And I truly believe, like you said, Travis, if you can really get to know people on that deep and meaningful human level, and they can point you in the direction that of the things that not only you don't know now, but maybe by them showing you the things that they know now, maybe along that way, there's something that you can show them of the things maybe of what they don't know at that point in time. And that's surely where you can really be in a place of collaboration, not one of competition.
I agree. Absolutely.
So I never thought about asking you, Travis,
Go for it.
what made you want to leave the trucking industry and doing what you're doing today? What was the kind of event that led you to that?
Oh, here's the story. Believe it or not, I've actually been doing this as a life coach for over 16, 17 years.
Okay.
A long time ago, when I was in the military, I watched a movie called Hitch. I'm sure you're familiar with it, with Will Smith and Kevin
Mm-hmm.
James. Hilarious movie, absolutely hilarious. I love it. It's one of the few movies you get to see Will Smith at like a total goofball and get away with it, because other than Fresh Prince of Bel Air, you don't really see much of that. So it's really great. Um, that movie inspired me because I've always been the romantic type. I've always been the passionate one and everything else. And I love the fact that in the scenario, granted it's a movie, but these do happen in real life, to where the guy that looks like, Kevin James, the way he looks, whatnot, and everything else, thinking, he's a really good guy, really wholesome, really loving. He deserves a good, beautiful woman in his life. And that's what that movie really resonated with me, because I never thought I was a good-looking guy or anything like that. Or you don't really have it sink in if it's not really told to you, like, you know what I mean? So I had that spark to where I would love to do that as a profession, because I would love to help a lot of good men find someone to be in a relationship with, or help them have the chance with a woman that they're in love with. I would really love to do that. Several people, when I told it to, told me that it was a real profession, and because it wasn't really advertised, or I've never seen it advertised, and my naivety at the time made me take it at face value. So I didn't know, but for 17 years, I still believed in it. I was just still helping people. Now, where I got off being a truck driver, incident happened at work, to where I lost my job, and I was actually okay with it, because I felt how painful and how stressful truck driving is, how unhealthy it is. I gained
Yeah.
so much weight truck driving. It was not even funny. I asked the three important questions when I signed on to be a truck driver with a particular starting company. I asked them if there was healthy eating out there, if I would have the time to work out every 5-6 days a week, like I was doing before truck driving, and if I would have the time to do so. They said yes. light on all three. The healthiest it was eating out there was either a Denny's or a certain restaurant connected to truck stop chains because there's not a whole lot of places you can park a semi truck out there.
Yeah.
There, I'm doing team driving where it was me and another truck driver where he's sleeping, I'm driving. Right at the time we switch off, there's no time for me to work out, and you don't want to try working out in a vehicle going 65 miles an hour. I don't care if you stand up in it or not. You don't want to do that. I tried it. Don't do it. And the pressure and everything else, trying to make deadlines, going through severe weather conditions all over the country at one of random hours, trying to beat the deadline, construction things. It was horrible. It's you don't recognize it at first because you're driving around, you're seeing the country and everything else. Like, wow, it's beautiful. This is great. You're out and about. You're talking to other people, but then it'll hit you like, wow, I can barely move right now. What's wrong with me? I'm feeling out of sorts. So when I lost my job as a truck driver, I took it as a sign, finding out that life coaching prior to me losing the job, I found out life coaching is a real profession. Like, oh, when did this become a thing? Look more into it. When I lost my job, I took it as a sign, like, you know what? This job is unhealthy. I can't do this. It's hurting me. It's killing me. It's stealing a lot of life from me. I'm going to do something I've had a passion for that I've been really good for many years, and that's where I'm at. It was literal, like, a happenstance incident. I'm taking it as a sign from the universe. I'm going to do what I have a passion for. I'm going to do what I'm really good at. I'm going to turn a career into it. I made so many connections, say with you, with other people on LinkedIn. I'm attending an ICF academy called Radiant to get my PCC certification, eventually my MCC. I'm rewriting my book. I mentioned I created a new character for Marvel. If they would ever want to take a look at it, so much opened up, so many things connected in my life from where I started to where I'm at now that brought me to this point. It's amazing. The answers that the universe gives when you actually step back and take a listen. But when you let go and you let everything just like fall into place and connect, and sets you on the path that you're meant to be on, it's incredible. I love every second of this. Maybe there are struggles, absolutely, but following a passion that you have that you're so good at. Get up and go. Go get it.
Yeah.
It's great.
It is. And that's why I have been at least having that conversation with a lot of people like yourself, because I know that when you are really interested in people and you really want to know who they really are, not because of what they do, because anyone can probably be a truck driver, anyone can probably be a plumber, or anyone can be possibly a TV host or whatever and that kind of thing. But that's why I said, after I was listening, I said, I still to this day, I'm still listening to that podcast with Joe Rogan and Mike Rowe, that if we can take a thing and turn it into everything, and that was what was being asked on one of the segments in the podcast, and then it if it's really kind of that kind of dichotomy, is if life is truly unscripted, how can we write our script and everything? So I truly believe the best thing that we can do, Travis, is just be willing, number one, to show up and just take everything for what it is versus what it's not, and let that be a tangible to not only to ourselves, but let that be a tangible to other people. And sometimes they may not get it right away, and that's okay. But when you are consistently showing up, maybe day after day, week after week, month after month, whatever that might be, people will see that and say, hey, I got to get to know who Travis really is, because I heard this on his podcast, heard this about trucking, and now my level of interest now peaked because of that. And that probably wouldn't have happened if you didn't show up the way that you did. And I truly believe, like I said, not only can a conversation call us to act, and call us to connect and collaborate and do some amazing work together. And even Joe Rogan said, even in that podcast, that the only reason why we don't have a simple conversation with each other is because we always want to make it about us and not necessarily about other people. We actually wanting to like hog up the opportunity, and that's what I said in the creation of creating conversations for humanity. I didn't want that. I really wanted to have a deep and meaningful conversation with people. And if you do that intentionally and they see that intention being out there, then they can share who they really are first and foremost, not because of what they do, but because of who they are. So, Travis, like I said, there's going to be some great things coming down the pipe in 2025. I truly believe it's happening. It's not a matter of if, it's only going to be a matter of when. And like I said, I'm looking so forward to collaborating with you moving forward in 2025 and everything. And I'm glad that you came today and everything like that. But what will be your parting words for people in 2025 in creating their next hope or their next dream or their next idea? What would that be?
Well, here's something that I'm actually going to part with, and hopefully a lot of people might look this up. Um, I'm very attuned into metaphysics. If you know what that mainly is, primary to scientific physics. All right. Do you know the new age and era we actually just entered into a few weeks ago?
What's that?
You ever heard of the age of Aquarius?
I remember that song back in the day.
We're in it now. We just started a few weeks ago. The age of Aquarius is here. The paradigm shift, the mental thinking, and everything else is going to change. So, with that being said, for anybody who's listening who wants to know what this really means, I urge you all, including you, Chris, look it up and see why going forward and being creative is going to be immensely beneficial for you for the rest of your life. Because this age is actually going to last for the next 2,000 years. So my parting words would be for everyone who's ever had any kind of doubt, who's had that kind of sorrow, that somberness, that dark cloud coming over them, thinking like, oh man, I don't know what to do. Keep looking up because the sunlight's breaking through those clouds, I promise.
Yep.
Big change is coming. Take your creative power, your energy, as long as it's good and wholesome, it can very much benefit not only yourself but the people in the world. Because understand, you're not just selling a product for yourself, whatever it is you're doing. You're doing it for the people in the world that are relying on the product and what you're selling.
Yeah.
Be true, be wholesome, be honest with it, be real. Be a new, unique individual that is genuine. And regardless of the blows that you're going to take, keep standing and keep going forward. Because I'll be honest, I speak for myself. I know, like, men in general, we go through a lot, but I'll speak for myself where I have been beaten down on bloody knees, and I'm still standing, walking forward. I've taken hits that most men would break on. And I'm not trying to be Mr. I'm so high up here. No. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, I've taken a lot that should have defeated me, but I'm still standing and I'm walking forward. I can still take the hits. Resilience is a lot. Resilience is a powerful tool and a great gift to have when you're trying to go forward and things are getting in your way. Okay. Doesn't mean that it can't be moved out of the way. Don't fail. Don't falter. You're gonna falter. You're gonna fail. Sorry, but don't give up. Just because something didn't work some way, try another. Maybe it didn't work with this one particular thing. Go find something else that will connect with what you want to do. There are people out there that will help you, that can give you the direction. My parting words, like I said, get up. Go forward, be creative, do something new. We are in a new age where the paradigm shift of conscious thinking and power dynamics are going to completely shift over somewhere else. We're on a new wave of thinking. It's happening, people. Pay attention to the universe, pay attention to the stars, pay attention to the energies. They're not a joke. Speaking from experience of where I was before to where I'm at now, it's not a joke. This is real deal. Age of Aquarius. Innovations, ideas, creativity, go forth and do it. Go forth and do it. Step
Yeah,
up,
I love that.
have the courage, no more fear, and do it.
Absolutely, 110%. I love that, Travis. And I truly believe I'll have to go back to when Franklin Delano Roosevelt said back in World War II, the only thing that we have to fear is fear itself. And that's absolutely true. And, but see, there's an acronym for fear, and I forget what it means in the acronym standpoint, but like fear of appearance appearing real, something to that effect. And it's almost like I do it in this kind of analogy, Travis. It's almost like fear is like that running bear coming toward us down the mountain, and that bear's coming, and we know it's coming, but is that bear actually real? That's the thing. Because, see, if it's not real, then we know that we can stand firm, stand our ground, and say, we're going to go right through this and everything like that. But if that is real, and I'm not saying fear is a bad thing, fear sometimes is really a good thing because it keeps us on our toes, keeps us honest, keeps us literally alive in and of itself. So when you allow that to be there, then you don't have to really say, I'm afraid, and I'm so afraid that I can't invent the light bulb or can't create the era of flight from flying from Kitty Hawk or whatever that might be. That you can say, this is who I am and this is what I'm all about. Because not only do I believe it and live it and breathe it, I know it's going to come to reality. It's not a matter of if it does, it's only a matter of when. Because, like, when it came to the inventor of the light bulb, which was Thomas Edison, it took him 10,000 light bulbs to get to that one. So and this is my parting word to everyone here today. Just be willing to say yes. And if you can say yes to life, say yes to opportunity, and say yes to letting everything come in. Yeah, granted, it may not be the thing that you want to have now, but you can look at it and say, hey, maybe this may not be for me now, but it may be for me later. And just by allowing that to be there, it's going to be a beautiful thing. So, Travis, thank you so much for joining me today and having that great and engaging conversation about what our hopes and dreams will look like going into 2025. We're going to have many conversations like this and more in the year of 2025. So thank you all for joining me. We're going to have our Get to Know Bringing Humanity Together call in about an hour. We'd like to see you there. So you guys have a great day. Make your day on this marvelous Monday, and have a happy new year from our family to yours. And we'll see you on our Get to Know Bringing Humanity Together call. Travis, you have something?
Yeah, I was actually going to say one more thing because you mentioned the quote from Theodore Roosevelt. Here's another powerful one for that is great parting words for here for people in 2025. Look up the quote from Theodore Roosevelt about the arena. Who the credit goes to. It doesn't go to the critics outside watching you people doing what you do. The credit goes to you who's actually doing the work to prove yourself. So don't let anyone outside of what you're doing put you down or criticize what you're doing or how you're doing it. If they're not on the same field with you doing the same thing, they don't have a single foot to stand on. Keep doing
Correct.
you.
Exactly. Well said. Well said. And that's a good way to end our call today. So we're looking forward to speaking and collaborating with all of you moving forward in the year of 2025, which I truly believe will be the year of humanity. So you guys have a great and amazing day on this marvelous Monday. And we'll see you on our Get to Know Bringing Humanity to call here in less than an hour. Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Thank you.